Hi, my name is Alexandria Robinson, and I am a program instructor for Rosie Riveters, and I have been instructing for about 3 years. So I am a mom of six. Our children range from 2 to 16. We also have been foster parents for almost 4 years. So sometimes that number fluctuates on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure you can hear my 2-year-old in the background. Just one day, Rosie Riveters was doing a Facebook Live interview on Blue Star Families, and my phone started going crazy. I kept getting like ding, 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 dings. And I was like, what is going on? So I looked at my Facebook, and it was a whole lot of my, fellow military spouse wives saying, "Oh my gosh, you would be perfect for this," because in the interview they were seeking military spouses in the DC metro area with a STEM background, and that is me. You know, she had said, military spouses as a whole tend to be overeducated and underemployed, and it's this wealth of resources that's just not tapped into. And I thought, like, oh my gosh, like she gets it, like this is a sort of environment that I would want to work in. But I do feel like, there's a difference between like talking the talk and walking the walk. And I feel like last year we had the chance to see how that was going to go. And my husband deployed, and being a mom of 6 kids, two of our children have extra medical needs, and childcare for us is, especially in the DC area, it's outrageous. And so I talked to our director, to Brittany, and I had said, I am so sorry, I think I have to sit this semester out. And it killed me, because once again, I found this amazing environment to work in, and, military life kind of just threw that wrench in there. And Brittany had asked me, she said, is this something that you want to do? Like, do you feel like you don't have the bandwidth to teach? And I said, no, like I'm devastated. Like I really want to continue teaching, And she was like, nope, then you're going to teach and we're going to figure it out. Rosie Riveters actually piloted a program with our situation, and they paid for my childcare. That is a factor of military life. Sometimes all of a sudden we're running the household, and I had already really fallen in love with the mission set of Rosie as a whole. But then when I felt like Brittany was willing and able to sit and like talk through, hey, like, would this work? How about this? And brainstorm ideas of how to like actually support military families, like when it came down to it. And, like she said, I can't say, Rosie supports military families or Rosie wants to hire military spouses if, when the realities of military life are looking us in the face, then we just say, see you later, And so that was not something I had ever experienced professionally, but it allowed me to, frankly, keep my position. So the fact that the small organization has figured out how to actually support in actions what their words are, right? Words and actions, right? They need to match up. I feel like larger organizations, they can do this too. They really can. Military spouses bring so much to the table, right? Not just our unused technical skills, right? But all of these life skills that this lifestyle forces us to cultivate, like extreme problem solving and extreme time management. And I mean, I have 6 children, right? It's almost like I'm running my own company here, you know? When we're not empowering military spouses to bring those to a professional setting, it's more than losing just their technical skills. And, especially my first year teaching, I'd be reading through the lesson plans and I'm like, because I teach our youngest girls, they're K to second grade. And so I'm reading through lesson plans and I'm thinking, how in the world, am I going to teach these concepts to these girls? And we teach the lesson, we work through a build, and sometimes they get frustrated, sometimes they cry. And that in and of itself, like that constructive struggle, I think is so important for them, to say like, oh, this is hard for me, and then they do it. And like the pride, oh, this like makes me choked up. The pride that I have seen these little kids like walk away with and say like, hey, this was really hard for me, and then I figured out how to do it, and they're so excited and they're so proud to go show their grown-ups afterwards. um Oh, I'm sorry, that just makes me tear up because I'm legitimately so proud of these kids. And our focus isn't always concept mastery. Like sometimes we talk about static electricity, and do we expect a first grader to know and understand everything about how electricity operates? No. But we teach it to them in a way that they, understand like the bare bones of this concept, in hopes that, hey, this child who's now a first grader, when they're a fourth grader, they can think in their head like, oh, like this is familiar to me, right? And I have the confidence to say like, I can do this. I can learn this. And I every single session when I read over the lesson plans, even now, I think like, oh goodness, like how is this gonna go? And every single time, these kids blow me out the water with what they're able to learn and do. I would love to see Rosie expand everywhere, to really just support, military children across the country. And I hope in the future that that's what we see. We speak a lot about empowering our children, which of course is vital. But it's also been very empowering for me, to be able to kind of carve out my own space within Rosie, and become this program instructor. And some of my girls, I have repeats, and I see the same ones in the same sessions, and they come in and they say like, I missed you. And that's been like really special for me, like to give me the space, because I haven't got to have that, because I haven't felt that support, um, from, a willing employer in the past. So I just think that the empowerment and the confidence goes far beyond the children that we're teaching. And I think that that's really vital as well.